Assalamu Alaikum, dear children, boys and girls. Have you ever heard about a prophet who split the sea in two? His name was Prophet Musa alayhi salam. Today, we will learn about his story. Let's begin. Welcome to the story of Prophet Musa alayhi salam. Introduction. A long time ago, the Pharaoh of Egypt was cruel to the people of Bani Israel. He oppressed them mercilessly and ordered that all baby boys be killed. But Allah had a special plan for Musa alayhi salam. Allah mentioned in the Quran, and we inspired the mother of Musa alayhi salam, suckle him, but when you fear for him, cast him into the river, and do not fear nor grieve. Indeed, we will return him to you and make him one of the messengers. Surah Al-Qasas, that's Surah number 28 of the Quran, verse number 7. Musa alayhi salam survival and upbringing. Prophet Musa alayhi salam's mother placed him in a basket and put it in the Nile River. The basket floated to Pharaoh's palace, where his wife Asiya took him in. She said to Pharaoh, "This is the coolness of my eyes and yours. Do not kill him. He may prove beneficial to us later on, or we may adopt him as our son." Surah number 28 of the Quran, verse number 9. Pharaoh called himself God. Pharaoh wants all Egyptians to believe that he was God instead of the only one true God, Allah. Allah mentioned in the Quran, "Indeed, Pharaoh arrogantly elevated himself in the land and divided its people into subservient groups, one of which he persecuted, slaughtering their sons and keeping their women. He was truly one of the corruptors." That's in Surah Al-Qasas, Surah number 28 of the Holy Quran, verse number 4. Musa alayhi salam in Pharaoh's palace. Musa alayhi salam grew up in Pharaoh's palace, but later discovered his true identity as a believer in Allah. One day, he saw a man from Bani Israel being beaten, and in trying to help, accidentally killed an Egyptian. Musa alayhi salam sought Allah's forgiveness, and Allah forgave him, for he is indeed all forgiving, most merciful. That's in Surah 28 of the Quran, verse number 16. Musa alayhi salam fled Egypt in fear. Allah mentioned in the Quran, "So Musa alayhi salam left the city in a state of fear and caution, praying, 'My Lord, deliver me from the wrongdoing people.'" Surah Al-Qasas, that's Surah number 28 of the Quran, verse 21. Musa alayhi salam and Shu'aib alayhi salam's daughters. After escaping from Egypt, Musa alayhi salam traveled far and reached a place called Madian. There he saw two young women struggling to water their animals because many men were blocking the well. Musa alayhi salam helped them and watered their animals. They went home and told their father, Prophet Shu'aib alayhi salam, about this kind stranger. Musa alayhi salam said this dua. This dua is very important when you are in desperate need. And the dua is, Rabbi inni lima anzalta ilayya min khairin fakir. Let's repeat again. Rabbi inni lima anzalta ilayya min khairin fakir. Again, Rabbi inni lima anzalta ilayya min khairin fakir. It means, my Lord, indeed I am for whatever good you would send down to me in need. That's in Surah Al-Qasas, Surah number 28 of the Quran, verse 24. Musa alayhi salam invited to Shu'aib alayhi salam's home. Shu'aib alayhi salam invited Musa alayhi salam to his home, offered him food, and later gave him one of his daughters in marriage. Musa alayhi salam worked for Shu'aib alayhi salam for many years before returning to Egypt. The Quran says, indeed, the best one you can hire is strong and trustworthy. Surah Al-Qasas, that's Surah number 28, verse number 26. Musa alayhi salam speaks to Allah. Musa alayhi salam spotted a fire on the side of Mount Tur, that's Mount Sinai, and heard the voice of Allah speaking to him. The Quran mentioned, and when he came to it, he was called, O Musa, indeed I am your Lord, so remove your sandals. You are in the sacred valley of Tur. That's in Surah Ta-Ha, that's Surah number 20 of Quran, verse number 12. The staff of Musa and his mission. Allah gave Musa miracles, including a staff that turned into a snake and a glowing hand. He was commanded to return to Egypt and confront Pharaoh. Allah said in the Quran, throw your staff, O Musa. It became a serpent. That's Surah Ta-Ha, that's Surah number 20 of the Quran, verse 20. Musa alayhi salam's dua for confidence and speech. This dua is very important to do when we face difficult tasks such as exams, interviews, presentations, speeches, etc. The dua is Rabbis rahli sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Let's try again. Rabbis rahli sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Again, Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. One more time, Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. The meaning is, my Lord, uplift my heart for me and ease for me my task, and untie the knot from my tongue, that they may understand my speech. Musa alayhi salam's dua for Harun alayhi salam. Musa alayhi salam made dua to Allah for Harun alayhi salam to be a prophet and accompany him to his meeting with Pharaoh, because Harun alayhi salam is more eloquent than him. Allah mentioned in the Quran, and grant me a helper from my family, Harun, my brother, strengthen me through him, and let him share my task, so that we may glorify you much and remember you much. Surah Ta-Ha, that's Surah number 20, verse 29 to 35. Musa alayhi salam and his brother Harun alayhi salam faced Pharaoh's magicians. Musa alayhi salam came to Pharaoh and told him, let the people of Bani Israel go. But Pharaoh did not believe that Musa was a prophet. Instead, he called his magicians to challenge him. The magicians threw their ropes and sticks, and they turned into snakes. But then Musa alayhi salam threw his staff, and by Allah's power, it became a huge real snake and swallowed all of theirs. The magicians realized this was not a trick, it was a true miracle from Allah. They fell to the ground and said, we believe in the Lord of Harun and Musa. Surah Ta-Ha, that's Surah number 20, verse 70. Pharaoh became very angry and threatened them, but they did not stop believing in Allah. Musa alayhi salam and the parting of the sea. When Musa alayhi salam and Bani Israel escaped Egypt, Pharaoh and his army chased them. They reached the Red Sea and had nowhere to go. The people were scared, but Musa alayhi salam reassured them and said, absolutely not. My Lord is certainly with me, and he will guide me. That's in Surah Ash-Shu'ara, that's Surah number 26, verse 62. Allah told Musa alayhi salam to strike the sea with his staff. The sea split into two huge walls of water, and a dry path appeared. Musa alayhi salam and his people crossed safely, but when Pharaoh and his army tried to follow, the water crashed down on them, and they all drowned. Allah had saved Bani Israel. Allah mentioned in the Quran, then we inspired Musa Strike the sea with your staff, and it parted, and each part was like a huge mountain. Surah Ash-Shu'ara, that's Surah number 26, verse 63 to 65. Now that we know the story of Musa alayhi salam, let us look at the lessons from Prophet Musa alayhi salam's story. The story of Prophet Musa alayhi salam teaches us many important lessons. Point number 1 is trust in Allah. Even in difficult times, always trust that Allah will help you. Lesson number 2, stand for what is right. Musa alayhi salam stood up to Pharaoh even though he was powerful. Lesson number 3, help others. Musa alayhi salam helped Shu'aib's daughters without asking for anything in return. Lesson number 4, Allah's power is limitless. He made a stick turn into a snake and split the sea to save his believers. Point number 5, or lesson number 5, patient and be thankful. Musa alayhi salam faced many hardships, but he remained patient. Jazakallah khair. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button and share with your friends and family. And don't forget to subscribe for more Islamic learning. Until our next video, may Allah bless you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.